Hello and welcome. My name is Jocelyn and today we are doing a tag video, and this tag was started by Sarah Rose. It is the Project Panner tag, and I actually saw this tag first through Christina Chang. There are 10 questions. I will leave both Christina and Sarah's channels linked down below, so definitely go check them out if you are a lover of Project Pans. Both of them have got a ton of Project Pan content on their channels, so again, definitely go check them out. The links are below. As I mentioned, there are 10 questions surrounding project panning in this tag, and I will be answering them all for you today, and I hope that you enjoyed. Maybe you'll find some tips or tricks from my answers, or you know, you'll just have some fun listening to me ramble on. I did not think about my answers to these questions yet, so hopefully I won't ramble too much while answering. All right, so the first question is, how long have you been project panning? And I actually need to go look at my own channel for this answer to see when I first started uploading project pan content. I started project panning on this channel and never stopped, never looked back. Let's see, my first project pan upload was 2017, May 25th, 2017. That was my very first project pan video. It was my project 10 pan intro in 2017. Wow, so 3 years? Yeah, about almost 3 years ago, I started project panning, and that's pretty exciting. That's probably why my collection is where it is today. Question number 2, what made you decide to start panning? What did you hope to get out of it? So my first project pan video was one of the first handful of videos that went up on this channel, my channel. And at the same time, I was also doing a bunch of decluttering. So I decluttered my makeup collection, and then at the same time found out about the project pan community and thought that that would be a really good way for me to get use out of my collection, because again, I had decluttered so much that I was like, man, I'm not getting very good use out of all of the things that I have. And so I thought that it was a good opportunity for me to get use out of my collection and really kind of make a dent in some products, if you will. That's why I started it, was because I had a sizable collection and wanted to start using things up rather than just continuing to accumulate things, which is what I was doing, and it worked. It worked actually really, really well. Oh, and what did I hope to get out of it? I hoped that it would help me not buy as much makeup. I think that was my biggest goal, was to help me curb the enthusiasm of going out and spending my money on new makeup, and it worked. It worked quite well. Question number 3, how do you like to structure your project pans? Short seasonal projects, year-long rolling projects, or something else? So I kind of do a combination of both. For the years of 2017, more 2018 and 2019, I was involved in a ton of projects and it was very overwhelming. I found that it grew a bit tiresome because I was only using a handful of products that were in these different project pans, and I was never able to use maybe the 1 or 2 things I had purchased that month or anything else in my makeup collection. I was only using those things for months and months and months. So I've really limited down what or how many project pans I do at a time and try not to overlap them too much. So right now, for example, I have 3 project pans going on. I have an eyeshadow project pan that is going on for the year. It's a rolling project pan where I am randomly selecting different eyeshadows in my collection from different eyeshadow palettes to pan. And then I'm doing a Partners in Cream project pan, which is a big group project collaboration where we're panning cream products. And then I have I think I have a year, why can I not remember? Oh, and then I have a sample project pan right now. So I really only have like 1 year-long rolling project pan of items, which is the Partners in Cream one, and then I have 1 eyeshadow project pan, and then I'm doing a sample project pan right now. And that's I really feel very comfortable with those 3 project pans. I don't have that much in my collection anymore to project pan, because I've project panned most of my stuff and have some of the categories very well under control. So I like to have a little bit of each, and about 3-ish. 3 project pans is a pretty good number. 1 for eyeshadows, 1 for all other products, and then a sample project pan. And whether those are year-long or seasonal or like some kind of special themed project pan, that doesn't really matter too much to me, but having just those ones at this time it's pretty good. It works really well for me. Question number 4, what are your favorite ways to track your progress? So I currently only really, there's a lot of different ways to track your progress. You can do tallies, you can do by weight. I like to use just pictures and with very clear goals, because I usually don't have a number goal, like I have to use it so many times. I think that makes a lot of sense for a lot of different products. It just hasn't really worked for me. My goals are usually to either use up a product or to hit some kind of pan on the product, and those just seem to work the best and are the most satisfying for me. So that's the way that I do it. It's just pretty simple. I usually just track it with pictures, and then once I use it up or hit the pan, there we go. I've accomplished my goal. Question number 5, what products have been the easiest for you to pan? I think that the easiest products for me to pan have been things that I use on a daily basis. So foundations, sometimes concealers, setting powders have been pretty easy for me to use up. Sometimes shimmer eyeshadows or light matte eyeshadows have been kind of easy for me to use up. Just those handful are probably the easiest ones. Opposite to that, what products have been the hardest to pan? So for me, let's see, lipsticks. I'm currently project panning a lipstick and it is taking me forever. It was in my project pan all of last year and is now in a project pan this year. So those take me a very long time to use up. And then also eyeliners. I've tried to use up an eyeliner once and I did not do very well. I don't really wear eyeliner a whole lot. It was a pencil liner at the time. I don't wear them enough to put them into a project pan and be able to use them up. Blushes and bronzers are hard to use up just because I don't have, usually they're very hard pressed and they're large pans, so it takes a long time to use them up. I did have a deluxe size of a Tarte blush in a project pan, I think in 2017, I think it was in my first project pan, and I used it every day and was able to hit pan on that, so that was nice. I did have a little bit of a head start on it because I'd already used it a fair amount, but I was able to hit pan on that one. But other blushes, it is a little harder to hit pan on those again, because usually they're pretty hard pressed and there's a lot of product in there. But I think those are the hardest ones for me, is the lipsticks, eyeliners, and blushes and bronzers. Question number 7, are there any types of products that you rarely or never put into project pans? I don't really put liquid lipsticks into project pans because those are really hard to use up and I don't really love them as much anymore. I mean, mascaras and eyeliners, I had that one eyeliner once and I won't do it again. And then mascaras, there just isn't, it doesn't make sense to put those into a project pan. I think that's it. Everything else I have or would put into a project pan and feel good about panning it. Ooh, well, I mean, I feel like that goes without saying. Glitters. So like these glitters back here, I would never put one of these into a project pan just because you're like never ever going to use up one of these. So that would be foolish to put it into a project pan. But yeah, there's not much. Question number 8, do you pan skincare or body care or strictly makeup? I pan pretty much everything. I don't really pan hair care just because I don't have that much of it. Body care, definitely. I've definitely panned body lotions and perfumes, and I've panned masks and sometimes moisturizers, I think. But mostly my favorite skincare item to pan is masks. There was a couple years, maybe 2018, that I went through and panned all of my face masks because I think in 2017 I had accumulated quite a few of them. So I worked through those and I haven't really purchased a mask in a very long time. Oh no, I purchased one at the beginning of the year, but I kind of put a halt on purchasing masks because I just had so many of them, but I did use almost all of them up. And I currently, I think, only have 3 and use those kind of on a circulating basis. So I really like to pan masks. They're a good one. And then again, body care, I pan mostly body lotions and then occasionally a perfume. Ooh, number 9, what is your number 1 advice for a successful project pan? I do want to make a video on project panning advice because I feel like I've been very successful and maybe I could help people be successful also in their project pan ventures. But my number 1 advice Start with things that you use regularly and that you like. Don't start with something that you don't use that often or don't really like using, because you're gonna feel defeated because you're either never gonna reach for it, you're hardly gonna reach for it, you're gonna hate using it when you use it, and that's gonna be very defeating and you're not gonna wanna continue. So that would be my number one advice, but look out for a video of all of my advice coming hopefully soon. And finally, question number 10, has panning affected your makeup purchasing habits? If so, how? I kind of answered this earlier, but yes, I think that it definitely has, in two ways. I think I've mentioned this at some point on my channel, but I can't remember. So first and foremost, I know now how long it takes to use something up or to hit pan on it, and it's just very eye-opening knowing that, and looking at a new purchase and knowing that I have so many of those things already in my collection that take so long to use. It can kind of dissuade me from purchasing in that way, but also, and kind of more so, when I'm project panning, I know that I want to be working on using those products up, which means I don't want to be adding a bunch of stuff into my collection that I'm also going to want to use. So it's helped me limit the amount of things that I bring in, because I want to be getting good use out of and hitting pan and meeting my goals on my project pan items. It's helped me limit my purchasing by a lot. And those were all 10 questions. I hope that you enjoyed hearing my answers. Again, I will have Christina and Sarah's videos linked down below, so definitely go check them out if you have not already checked them out. I do, again, project pans all year long on my channel, so if you would like to keep up with me with those, consider subscribing. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And I think that is everything I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.